Hey, Pisces, Mal, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your October 2025 monthly reading. All right, let's open up your energy field and take a look at what October has in store for you. Bottom of the deck, we have soul purpose. This is the undercurrent that is flowing through your energy at this time. You have been in search. Some of you, this is discovery, and for others of you, this is direction. You have been asking for direction. Some of you, this is a new beginning, and I feel like the energy is quite expansive with that soul purpose, meaning you may have a lot of ideas. Some of you are really tapping into a new direction here, and you've been questioning here, what direction is going to be for my highest good? What path is going to open up that really magnetizes my energy and helps me feel like I'm making a difference here in some way or another? You have the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and Spirit is saying here, celebrate your successes and your lessons, because both require great courage. And I feel like you have gone through a lot. I see that you are liberating yourself from perhaps some hesitation here. Some of you may not have felt recognized in some way with that Six of Wands. Sometimes that can feel like alienation, or it can feel like failure. But I see here that October is opening some new doors, but it requires you to let go of bondage or let go of something that has had its grip on you in some way. Now, diving into the key themes for you this month, you have Wanderlust. This is about expansion and thinking outside the box. Now, some of you could even be traveling. You could be moving. There could be a relocating of energies this month. But this is about you expanding your horizons, and again, thinking bigger if you want bigger results. And I see that your gypsy soul has been activated. Yeah, you're definitely thinking about expanding here, maybe expanding your financial portfolio, your business. This could be about taking relationships here to the next level, or for those of you who may be single, I feel like you may be wanting to open yourself up to new energies. And if you are traveling, or if you've been craving change, this would be a really wonderful month to rearrange your furniture, or add a new piece of artwork to your home. I feel like environmental changes are going to be important this month. Now, this is also giving me world energy, and I do feel like there's success on the horizon. A lot of you have come to the end of a major journey here. I see that there's been a lot of anxiety around perhaps a path that you have been on, but I see a 9 in your reading here, and 9s are about completions. And I feel like you are crashing through the glass ceiling. That's exactly what's happening, is you are crashing through something that has held you back. Now, this could be patterns, it can be habits, it can be beliefs, and we'll take a look and see what it is exactly that you are releasing. But I see that you could be traveling internationally or reaching people globally, or this is about the ripple effect that you have in the lives of others, whether personally or professionally. It feels like something is rippling out into the universe here with Wanderlust. Now, there is a map showing up here with what looks to be Spain and France. Now, some of you could even be traveling to those locations. Perhaps you have some heritage in those locations here. I also see the camera, so photography could be important. Some of you may be booking a trip, booking a vacation. There could even be some economic impact that has affected you in some way, that has caused you to feel a little bit of anxiety, because I do see that there is a bit of a hidden influence that is shaping your path. But I see that you are protected. If you look at the hat here, the hat protects, and I see some some sort of protective measures or protective barrier that is taking place. And it's interesting because as I'm talking about protection, you just heard that beep on the computer and it said virus protection. So some of you, it's like you are being protected here in ways that could be energetic. It could be that you are protecting or trademarking your products. Some of you could even be like upgrading your security systems. Some of you are changing your passwords. I feel like there's another layer of protection here. This could even be like insurance. Something could be insured and it feels like you are protected. Next, you have new life. This is big because new life is something you have been wanting to embrace through seeing things from a different point of view, whether it's your environment, it can be your thoughts, your beliefs. It could even be a new income source, a new job opportunity, a new relationship, whatever it is that you have been manifesting, whatever it is that you have been focusing your vision on. It feels like this is a month where you are being asked to move towards what it is that you want, because your vision is coming alive. And with soul purpose at the bottom of the deck, you have been in contemplation. But instead of focusing on this passion and this purpose, instead of being in the planning or the contemplation stage, I feel like you now are being asked to go out there and actively participate and live your passion. Not just think about it, but live it. And that's why Wanderlust is coming out here to remind you to, again, step outside of a comfort zone, because there's a new journey ahead here for you. Now, you do have romance coming through. Now, some of you may be seeking out love. You may currently be in a romantic relationship, but this also has to do with fidelity. It has to do with intimacy, honesty, and bonds. And I see that there is love around you. There's love within you, and you're starting to open the door to new experiences of the heart. Now, even though this is a romantic card, some of you are falling in love with life again. You're falling in love with yourself. It's like you're making a promise, because this isn't an engagement ring, it's a promise ring. And I feel like you're making a promise to your own beautiful heart that you are going to spend your time, right? Share your time and your care with people that you love, on activities that you love, in a career that you love. And it means that you are addressing some deep-seated fears, perhaps fears of the Six of Wands, maybe fears about being seen, maybe fears of putting yourself out there. This could even be fears around success. What does it mean if I'm successful? Do I have what it takes to, play this role or step into this position? What does this mean if I have to step into my leadership? What does it mean if I achieve this level of, public recognition? And I feel in the past you have been overlooked, or you've even played small or dimmed your light to fit in. And for whatever reason, that is not what you are meant to do at this time, right? You are meant to step up to the plate, step up to the playing field here, because you've been benched for a long time now for some of you. And I don't know why I put that back at the bottom of the deck. How interesting. I put the romance card back at the bottom. So maybe that's a powerful message. Like some of you may have put romance to the bottom of your list in some way. And I feel like it could even come in unexpectedly for some of you. You could meet someone while you're traveling. It could be after a move, or if there's a job change, love could come through here for you if you're seeking it. But a reminder here of that Six of Wands. Again, celebrate successes, celebrate the lessons, because you are powerful and you are more courageous because of everything that you have gone through. So diving into the key theme of the month, you have the Devil. Now, don't let this scare you off, because I have a feeling this is liberation. This is you getting in control of your life, right? This is about you feeling like you are in the driver's seat instead of feeling like external energies are driving you. I feel like you are saying to yourself, I am not going to let or allow manipulation, codependencies, materialism, obsessions, addictions, or temptations hold me back. This is you controlling the bonds that tie rather than letting the bonds that tie control you. And it feels like you are snipping, right? Snipping the puppet strings that you have been attached to in some way. And it feels like there is a release. There is a letting go happening here. And it does feel quite profound. And for those of you who have been under the influence here of some sort of spell, right? Some sort of illusion, it feels like that spell is being broken. That's why you have new life here. And I see that Wanderlust is allowing you to, again, Gypsy Soul, break out of something that has felt very limiting. Now, what is this for you? What is it that you are being guided to release? These could be habits. These could be patterns. These could be people. You have the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands can be needing to realign your energies, because this has to do with progress, communication, travel, and even relocating, which we have showing up in new life. So sometimes this can be releasing, the patterns of whether it's self-sabotage. This could be patterns that keep us away from what it is that we are truly meant to move forward or towards, because the Eight of Wands is the Looking Glass Railway. And when you are finally on board with your head and your heart, when both of those energies are aligned, it means that you are feeling in the flow, because oftentimes it's that cognitive dissonance, the separation. The head is being pulled in one direction, the heart being pulled in another. And oftentimes that head, is telling us old stories. Old stories that the devil says, you have to stay put. You can't move on. You're not going to make money doing that. Or you have to stay in this relationship because you can't go out there and do it on your own. Whatever lies that the devil tries to feed you, this is about you breaking out of them and saying, you know what? If it's meant for me, I can move in any direction that I want. So you are definitely letting go of the devil, because that's what's right next to this. It's like you are moving on. It's like you've been stuck at that train station for weeks, for months, for some of you years, and you've been wanting to jump on this train like, all right, let's go already. Like, I got this ticket a while ago. Why aren't we moving? And it just feels like things are starting to finally align, and you are letting go of preconceived notions. I feel like you're letting go of expectations here. So whatever this devil is for you, and chances are you're going to know what this is. You're going to know what this struggle is. If you've been wanting to feel healthier, but perhaps there's been inconsistency in eating healthier, that could be what you are addressing. If there's been a struggle here with a toxic person in your life and you've been wanting to move forward, but you've been stuck, right? You know what that looks like, because it feels like you've tried to do the same thing, but just in different ways instead of completely trying something new. I hope that makes sense. It's like working around, it's like hopping on that train, but you end up right at the same train station instead of feeling like you're making progress. You're just going in circles. And instead of going in circles here, you're like, wait a second. I got to get my head in the game. I got to get organized. I got to tell myself a new story. I got to release any of these fears, whatever's holding me back here. And this is what I need to do it. And that's what you are being guided to focus on. The Knight of Swords. He is clear. He is direct. He is swift. He has a sharp mind. Some of you, this is about your creative endeavors. Some of you may be guided to market, maybe put yourself out there online in some way. This could be starting up, your own YouTube channel. Maybe it's starting an Etsy shop. It could be creating a website. For others of you, it could even be that you've been applying for new jobs and you felt like there hasn't been a lot of offers here. Now, if that's the case, some of you may be limiting yourself, because the Wanderlust is saying it's time to think outside the box, because you may not be giving yourself the credit that you truly deserve with that Six of Wands. But I'm also seeing here divine timing is at play. There may be a remote position for some of you. For others of you, I feel like you could be working in telecommunications, real estate. This can be the travel industry. You could also be wanting to set up a space to like Airbnb your home. All right, that's coming through here as well. Now, the Knight of Swords has to do with technology or technological advancements. So maybe using technology to your advancement. That world energy can be the World Wide Web, or, this could be publishing. I'm getting self-publishing. You may have written a book. For others of you, it's like you want to be seen, you want to be recognized, but have you taken the steps to be able to get seen and recognized? This is you making up your mind and saying, I got to back this up with action. No more thinking, only doing. That's a powerful message because that's what you are being guided to focus on, taking action here. So whatever it is that you are, pointing in this direction, whatever it is that you are focusing on is going to grow. So if you're focusing on the devil, if you're focusing on what you could do, what you should do, if you are staying in contemplation or procrastination, the devil can be procrastination. Forgot to mention that one, but it makes sense here with that 8 of Wands. The devil can keep you spinning back into that same train station when you're like, wait a second, I've already done this a million times. I'm in the same spot I was a year ago. I feel like you are loosening up that energy and saying, okay, I'm freeing myself. I'm trusting. I'm surrendering to the divine plan. And you're starting to look at things from a new point of view. Now, what is the hidden influence? There's some anxiety and some fears, some what ifs, which is very normal. We all have these what ifs, but when it starts to hold us prisoner or hostage, when it starts to cause us to lose sleep, when it starts to cause us to feel depression or anxiety, that's when it becomes a really big problem. Now, the 9 of Swords is showing up as the hidden influence. So some of you may struggle with anxiety. Some of you may have a hard time putting yourself out there. For others of you, with this 9 of Swords, this can even be worst case scenario. It can be the monkey mind where you just feel trapped, you feel stuck. And it's like the mind is saying, beware, caution, like don't step forward, don't get on that train. You never know where you're going to land. And then it just keeps us in that, procrastination. And I see here that you are ending or completing this cycle because that's the 9 here that is going to set you up for success. You can actually use this as a kicking off point, Pisces, in order to release the monkey mind. And that could be what the devil is, right? That monkey mind that holds you prisoner, telling you that there's 1,000,010 reasons why you shouldn't do something. But what about, the one biggest reason why you should? Lean into that because what you focus on grows. And some of you need that reminder because this is a big enough reason for you. Expansion, right? Expansion is coming through your reading big time. So what is your support? What is your ally? The energy that's showing up here, it could be a person, it could be a tool that's going to help you. There's the 3 of Wands. So the 3 of Wands is manifestation. It is about, taking your plans to the next level. Like you've already been planning. I see that with soul searching. You've been in contemplation. You've been putting yourself out there trying to initiate change. So it's not like you haven't been doing what you've been needing to do, right? But it sometimes does feel like you are stuck. And then when we get stuck, it kind of drops us into that pit where fears and anxieties come in more often than not because you're like, well, Mel, I've been spiraling here and now I don't even know what to do because now I've buried myself more and more. I'm starting to freak out a little bit. But I see with this 3 of Wands as your ally, this is saying don't let hesitation, don't let overwhelm get you down because success is a move away. Literally a move away. There's something quite profound coming in for you I'm getting Capricorn energy. So it's taking place here in October, but the devil is Capricorn, December, January. So it feels like something is coming to full fruition, full turnaround. That world energy, that Fool energy that I'm picking up on could fully be present for you by December into 2026. So I'm getting here that it's important here to take a calculated risk. You see that Alice is in Chess Garden here, or Chess Valley. And Chess Valley means that it's your move. Like there's something here about making a move here. And trusting that you are supported, because this is also spiritual strength. This is about the courage to explore your options here. And it's the courage to trust that success is closer than you think, because there is a beautiful opportunity unfolding here for you. And we are going to take a look here at career. We'll look at love. We'll look at health in just a moment. But after a period of, again, contemplation or soul searching or really asking for direction, asking for guidance, boom, this is your ally. You are about to make a move, or there is a soul move that is helping you out here. And I feel sooner rather than later here, you are going to be put in this Queen of Wands energy, because that is the outcome. This is what October is ultimately teaching you, not to let those insecurities and fears bring you down, because you have the sun coming through here, right? The sun is coming up, and Belina, the hen, she's quite protective. She's the roost of the hen here, or I should say, well, the hen, maybe not the roost, but she has this lantern. She's full of this bright yellow. Yellow is the solar plexus. Yellow is our powerhouse. It is our control center in a way where you are feeling more in control of your own emotional drive. I feel like your head is clear. You're feeling more confident here. The Queen of Wands is highly magnetic. She's a natural leader. She's highly creative. She's artsy. She's warm, she's attractive, she's bold, she's entrepreneurial. And I see that you are multitasking. You're able to maybe juggle up a couple of different things here, but ultimately it's like you're getting your mojo back and there's more vitality coming through for you. Some of you, this has to do with health. Now, diving into health here, of course, see a professional if need be. Some of you are going to get a good teeth cleaning, or perhaps something with your teeth or your jaw with the devil here. I'm also getting your bones. It could even be knees, like knees and joints. Some of you may be taking like calcium, or you're looking at nutrition, like vitamin deficiencies or supplements that can help you strengthen your bones, especially for those of you who have felt a bit achy. I am getting turmeric. Maybe you've added a turmeric supplement, or you've been taking more turmeric or drinking more turmeric tea. Now, the devil can also suggest like rheumatoid arthritis, or it could be like aging skin. It can be the aging process here. Now, it can also be like chronic conditions. The devil can be sneaky. So this can be autoimmune for those of you. If there's been any like mystery illnesses, or perhaps you have been labeled with some sort of autoimmune disorder, which I believe isn't something with the bones. Okay, I'm not sure. Like rheumatoid, I'm getting Lyme's for sure. Some of you, this can also be like lupus or Hashimoto's. I'm getting also the Epstein-Barr virus, which is a huge piece of autoimmune. But some of you are really taking a look at your condition here, or you're looking at ways to find more vitality. And you could even be connecting to like a nutritional practitioner. I'm getting muscle testing for some of you, blood work, and functional medicine, like a functional medicine doctor. Maybe you are also getting some sort of like scanning done, okay? Maybe a biofeedback scan, but I feel like you are addressing any hidden things. Things are coming out into the open. And if there has been anything in your life that has been toxic, that has caused you to feel sick, caused you to feel mentally imbalanced here, or emotionally burdened, I feel like that's what you are taking a look at in the month here of October, so you can release it. Instead of feeling like that energy is controlling you, it's like you are getting in the driver's seat here of your health, and you are figuring out how to move forward. So there's an empowering energy coming through here regarding health. Now let's look at career, finances. Actually, back to the health one moment here. We have the heart chakra as the chakra that's coming through for you. This is about radiating warmth and sincerity. Now, remember, you have the Queen of Wands as your outcome. She has the sunshine there. She's all about warmth. She's this beautiful fiery element. And the message here is this. I am open to sharing, accepting, communicating, and connecting with others as I focus on this moment, not the past or the future. A smile, a kind-hearted way of speaking, or a hug goes a long way towards uplifting others. I offer care and support where I can without rescuing. I nurture and respect my relationships. Now, this is powerful because not only are we in Libra season for the majority of October, this is an empowering message around relationships and partnerships for you because you do have romance coming through. So I feel like this is a powerful month of communication. That's the 8 of Wands. So if you feel like communication has been salty, or perhaps cut off, or it's been destructive in some way, or perhaps someone has had walls up or defenses up, I feel like there is a sharing energy. There's acceptance coming through, or you are connecting to people who accept you for who you are. They're not going to silence you. They're not going to, make you feel less than, or at least you're not attracting that type of energy. I feel like there's a lot of generosity showing up, and you are being recognized for who you are. You're being recognized for the creative, kind, magnetic, talented individual that you are with that Queen of Wands. You are someone who radiates warmth and sincerity. So powerful chakra coming through for you. Now let's look at career, money, abundance, and wealth. You've gone through some sort of loss with that devil, or perhaps it's been a struggle in the past year financially, but it says a major phase in your life is ending. Embrace newness. And we talked about that 9, bringing in a completion, and you have new life as a key theme for you. Let go of what was so you can focus your energy on what is ahead of you. So if there is any sort of grief that continues to be an obstacle in your life, work with maybe a grief counselor, work with a therapist or a coach who can help you process some of these heavier emotions. If there's been a financial loss that you've struggled with, connect and reach out to perhaps that financial advisor. And I feel like there is a new beginning that is happening for you this October. Next, you have the Rose. There's some sort of financial backing or support coming through here. This could also be a role that you enter into, a new contract that has the potential to really grow. You may be in the supportive field, perhaps the health or wellness industry. Some of you could be caretakers, parents. You could even be looking after, elderly loved ones. I see that you are a light worker. Many of you are here to help raise the vibration of the planet, whether this is in your personal life, your professional life, or both. I feel like you are someone who is very genuine, and you may take on a lot of responsibility. And sometimes that responsibility feels very heavy, very at times controlling. Sometimes that devil can control us. It can be a very icky energy that we don't always love, but it feels like it takes over. And I see here that you are moving into an energy where you just feel a lot more content with where you are at financially than maybe where you've been, including the environment. So some of you, your environment is shifting. Now you have the Rebel. The Rebel energy here is about you breaking out of cycles, breaking out of patterns, breaking away from the devil, because the devil can even be limiting beliefs that limit your abundance or limit your flow. It can be scarcity or poverty conscious mindset here of not having enough, or letting fear of shutdowns, or letting fear of, everything coming crashing down. Those worst case scenarios start to rise up in your head, and that's all you can focus on. This is about you breaking away. You are a trailblazer, Pisces. You're meant to pave the way for future generations. And that's the ripple effect that I was picking up on with Wanderlust, because some of you are meant to travel the world, or you may be guided to move, relocate, or take your business online. You're guided to expand your consciousness, whatever and however that feels for you. You're a system buster, an entrepreneur, or you may be guided to teach others a better way. Because when it comes to finances, some of you may have felt tethered or stuck to a job that no longer serves you. Some of you may have started to feel very discouraged with that devil here. You may have started to feel trapped. Like, am I going to go places? Am I ever going to move towards this promotion? Am I ever going to get that new job offer with that Eight of Wands as the block? But here comes the Knight of Swords saying there's action in a new direction. There's a new offer. There is expansion coming through here for you. So try to not let the fears take you down and get the best of you, because you're making a move here, and this is about confidence. And it feels, again, within the next couple of months, something beautiful is unfolding here for you. Now let's look at love, partnerships, relationships. You have the Coffin here. Now I'm wondering if some of you went through something personally that had affected you financially. There could even be a loss of a loved one. Okay, this can be a death. It can be bereavement. Some of you may have struggled with the loss of a job or the loss of an income source even. Perhaps you were affected by some form of shutdown here, but this is a new beginning. So it's interesting that on both of these energies, there's actually a coffin on both. And both of them say, completely different decks, it says a major phase in your life is ending. And then we have new beginnings here. This is liberation, the word liberation. The devil, a lot of you are liberating yourself from a heavy, heavy responsibility or something that's felt very, very dark, very controlling, very toxic. This is about being reborn here through some sort of tragedy or something that's been very heavy that you've gone through, because you are metamorphosizing. You are going through this growth, this leveling up. And as I've said, you're crashing through the glass ceiling where you're finally coming out of something that's been very difficult. It's like you're waking up again. You're waking up to life, falling in love with your life. You have the sunglasses here. So for those of you who have endured an ending, this could either be you or someone around you. Maybe you've been obsessing about a situation, replaying old events in your head of what went wrong, what could have changed, or what happened. Maybe that's how you've been giving yourself closure, but in fact, it may have been driving you crazy. I feel like this is perception. Your perception is shifting here. You're starting to focus on moving forward instead of focusing on what's been lost, because that's what this new beginning energy is all about. Now, if you have moved on from someone, literally moved for some of you, someone could be watching your social media, or they could be kind of keeping tabs on you. But I also see that for those of you that are single and you are open to love, you could meet someone who is in the public eye. Maybe someone who has like a social media following, or perhaps this person is like a public speaker, or they do something online here, or they could be a teacher, a professor, an educator. I feel like someone could even wear glasses, but you could watch them, not in a creepy way, but it's like you could follow them, or you could be friends on social media without really knowing them, but then there's a conversation that strikes up through someone's DMs or a comment here. Something is initiated, something gets started that could put the both of you together here in some way. And lastly, we have poker face. Yeah, this is about you taking a chance. I feel like you are ready. You have the aces showing up here on the poker face. So it's like you've had to fold because you haven't had the right cards, and you've had to fold, like you've been benched. I think I said that earlier, like you've benched this energy because it wasn't feeling good. You didn't feel like you could play your cards right, but it feels like now you have the best hand and it's time to play the game. And I feel like you could be connecting to new people. It could be time to take your move or make your move. It could be time to take a risk here. Yeah, it could be time to take a risk, because I feel like there are some options here available, opening you up towards a new beginning. And lastly here, we have the prayer. Oh, beautiful. Isn't that a Bon Jovi song, like Living on a Prayer? You have prayer as your archetype. So I'm just going to find this in the guidebook. One moment. All right, Pisces. The prayer is the worship, the reverence, the homage. What is prayer? When are we in a state of prayer, and when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? Archetypally, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent, self-centered thinking that spins us toward illusion. That's the devil. Prayer leads us beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. When this is showing up as the light, it can be offering to be of service and asking for guidance. When it's showing up as the dark, the challenge, it can be expecting results or even self-aggrandizement. If you want to go deeper, ask to be of service. Experiment with the act of bowing down. Nearly all spiritual traditions make a practice of prostration. Every song, kiss, breath, word can become a prayer. It is a feeling, not an action. Consider the ancient mantra, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. It means I bow to the creative consciousness within. I bow to the teacher within. It reminds me of Namaste. That is what I have for you, Pisces. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information by visiting intuitivesoulcoach.com or in the description box below the video.